Why do you say that that the Karunanidhi family, stands threatened? You said that the DMK will. Your view is that they may win this election. They're putting up a big fight. There's a lot of anti-incumbency. I mean, there's an anti-incumbency. But do you think that the Karunanidhi family, for them, this election is a fight for relevance and a fight for survival?
100%. If they lose this election, for example, if Jayalalithaa is not there and still AIADMK is able to win, that will be a huge setback for the family. It will not be a setback so much for the party because the party has given in to the family so completely. It will be seen as the failure of only the family because the family decides everything from A to Z. So it will be very difficult for the DMK, the Karunanidhi family, to hold on to the power in the DMK.
What about the ruling party, sir? As we reach the end of this discussion, I want to just throw this open to you on the ruling party. You've had quite a few things to say. The most recent flashpoint has been the whole Sasikala affair, where she came back with this huge show of strength from Bangalore, and then she decided, not to do it. In your view, sir, in your candid view, why did she decide to step back? There have been many theories. Some people say the BJP managed it. They were the ones who actually, were the puppet masters in this whole thing. They convinced her to step back out of this. What is your view on that?
Actually, Sasikala shot herself in her foot. Once she put the AIADMK flag when coming back, she thought that half the AIADMK would shift to her. Not a single person, not even the primary member of the AIADMK shifted to her. How will she come out? Will she have Dinakaran's party flag to come out? She faced a wall. And so she had no option but to quit politics. Otherwise, she would have to head the part of the DMK, AIADMK, which is Dinakaran's party. And so I think she thought that unless she was acceptable to a very large number of the AIADMK cadre, she would not enter politics. I think she took a wise decision. I don't think in this anybody could have forced her because she had been expecting to win over the AIADMK where she failed. I think that is the primary reason.
You also set the cat among the pigeons, by one of your observations when you said that, about the ruling party, when you said, when your house is on fire, you're not going to wait for Ganga Jal. You can even use sewage water to douse the flames. You were talking about, union of the AIADMK with Team Sasikala.
Actually, I didn't use those words as mine. I only quoted Arun Shourie. Yes, in 1987, when we were fighting Rajiv Gandhi, we had Chandra Swamy with us. And so the media used to ask, you people are such lily white people, how are you associating with this man? So Arun Shourie said that that is the same remark, that we will have to look at sewage water also to do that. Why this remark came from me, it didn't come voluntarily. Actually, a question was put to me. I was to announce at the end of the Thuglak meeting that we would support the AIADMK for the simple reason that it is not anti-national, not anti-Hindu, not anti-God, not anti-North. So I wanted to prepare the ground for answering that. Finally, I was to say that. When this question was put to me, if Shashikala joins the AIADMK, what will you do? So I immediately recalled Arun Shourie and said, maybe I will tolerate it. So that was seen as my remark. On that basis, even Shashikala faction began approaching me, sir, will you do something about it? So I never intended it that way, but it had that effect.
It had a very angry effect actually on both the AIADMK as well as the Sasikala faction, because you were effectively calling one a burning house and the other gutter water. So I wasn't surprised by the reactions you got.
Actually, even a sewage river called Kuvam River, it doesn't accept it is sewage. It calls itself a river only.
But okay, let's accept that, extending your metaphors, last couple of questions. This burning house that you call the AIADMK, do you think Shashikala is going to have some kind of role wherever this election goes? Because, we've seen in India, our experience has been that you don't need to have political power to wield it. Do you think she still has a role ahead, or is the chapter on Sasikala closed in Tamil Nadu?
I think it is closed. You see, she never had the appeal for the end. In fact, in 2017, when she took over the party as the General Secretary, How many ADMK people virtually came and cried and held my hand, please save the party. Then I took on Shashikala and all that happened later. And many of them, many ADMK leaders believed that I was instrumental in creating the anti-Shashikala ecosystem in the ADMK. 70 to 80% of the ADMK cadre would never have accepted Shashikala. Without a wider acceptability, you can never take over a party and hold. You don't have the skill like Karunanidhi. So, limited skills, limited scope, limited appeal, she had no option. So, I don't think she can play a positive role. The best thing she has done for herself, for party, and for Tamil Nadu is to have quit politics. I think she will keep it up, and she has no option but to keep it up.